To multiply matrices, the inner dimensions have to match. So when we're talking about matrices, A is a 3 by 2 dimension matrix because there's 3 rows and 2 columns. You say the rows first and the columns second. And then B is a 2 by 2. 2 rows, 2 columns in it. So this is going to work because the inner dimensions match. Okay? These 2's are the same, so that means we can multiply them. So now that we know that it's possible, let's go through the matrix multiplication. And you go by rows in the first matrix and then by columns in the second matrix, okay? So what I'm going to do for the first, well, actually, let's start off with this. The final matrix is going to have dimensions 3 rows, and 2 columns, okay? Because once you've determined that the inner dimensions match, then the outer dimensions determine the final dimensions of your answer matrix. Okay, this is a 3 by 2 here. Okay, so the way we determine this is we take this first two, the first element of the first row times the first element of the first column. Okay, we're going by columns in the second matrix, rows in the first matrix. So 2 times -5 makes -10. But then if you do 1 times 4, that makes 4, so we got to add those two together. That's what's going to go in this part of the matrix. Okay, so let's check out another example. To find out this part of the matrix, this is in row 1, column 2. So that means we take row 1 and match it up with column 2 of the other matrix. Right? This element is row 1, column 2. So use row 1 of the first matrix, column 2 of the second matrix. So 2 times -5 makes -10. And then 1 times that -2 makes -2. We'll add those up to figure out what this element is. So it's going to be -12, it looks like. Let's see if we've got enough information. -10 plus 4, that's going to be -6, -12. This one's looking good. There's no other matrix like that, so that's kind of a shortcut with these problems. You can stop because it's multiple choice, but just to make sure you've got the idea of how matrix multiplication works, let's just fill out a few more of these. This is row 2, column 1. So it means we use row 2 of the first matrix and column 1 of the second matrix. 3 times -5 makes -15. And then 1 times 4 makes 4. So you add those up and you get -11, just like they did.